Hi, my name is Emery Seen, and I'm the Manager of Communications and Community Engagement for Save the Dunes. Thanks so much for joining us today on our YouTube channel to watch this DIY video on how to make a pressed flower mindfulness journal. This project is funded by the Foundation of La Porte through their generous funding of our project, Bloom Where You're Planted. So today we're going to be walking you through how to make a hand-sewn mindfulness journal decorated with pressed flowers of native plants from our garden here at the Barker House. All my materials here are ready, so we'll walk you through it step by step, show you what you need, and present you with our finished product. So to start our mindfulness journal, we're going to need a couple of things. A couple of pieces of paper and a cover page. So for us, we have this upcycled swamp paper and one piece of paper that's going to act as our cover page. Our tools to create our journal, some scissors and thread, a large needle, pencil, and a couple of different kinds of adhesive, pressed flowers. So you can use anything to decorate your journal. To start, you're going to take whatever papers you want to have on the inside of your journal. I've got three pages. You're gonna stack them on top of your page that you're gonna use as your cover. You're gonna fold it in half to create your book. Okay, so you got it folded in half. Step is to open it to the middle, and this is where you're gonna mark where you're gonna sew your holes. But 2 inches down with one, another 2 inches, another 2 inches, and another 2 inches. So I have 4 holes marked down the spine of my journal here. Then I'm going to take some string and always cut it back if you take too much. You're going to thread it through the needle. So you're going to have a long tail and then a shorter tail of your thread. You're going to start sewing. You can start from the inside on where you marked your hole. Puncture through to the back. Pull through. It can be a little tricky. Leaving a bit of a tail on the inside end because you'll tie it back. From here, once you have one hole, you're going to weave into your marked other holes. Pull it through. Just weave it in and out through your marked holes. Making sure you keep your hand on the needle with the tail so you don't pull the string out of the needle. And then, once you've gone through every hole, now I'm going to sew back through that hole. And that's going to create the bind of the book. Back, same thing. The place that you went out through, you're going to go back through from the other side. And your string is on the inside. You're going to cut that back. And tie your 2 ends together. Bring your ends down, and that's your book. It's called a saddle stitch. And you can do this with any amount of paper. Just the more paper you get, the harder it will be to get through. So you might need another tool called an awl, which should puncture the hole for you beforehand. And now your book is all bound. So I'm just going to take a little time to lay out my pressed flowers and get a good layout that I like. So now you're going to take whatever your adhesive of choice is. You can use a glue stick, you can use liquid glue, you can use Mod Podge, you can use a hot glue depending on what kind of materials you're using. Adhere my pressed flowers to the front of the journal. You do want to be careful when you're working with pressed flowers. Things can be a little delicate, so just be gentle. I think it makes really nice when you layer things, kind of let things talk with each other on the page. It's a mindfulness journal, so this is supposed to be to tap in, to take your time, to spend a little time off your screens, and tap into nature in more non-conventional ways. Don't always have to go on a long hike or out very far. Nature is inspiring, so as long as you're listening to her, you can find some way to be inspired. Okay, so I've got my layout. I'm gonna let these dry and show you how it's looking. Okay, so I've got my pressed flowers all glued on here. A rudbeckia, some native plant leaves, a little ginkgo leaf. Okay, so we've got our journal complete. Our pressed flowers and leaves are attached to the front. I might go ahead and add a little text, a little title, maybe put mindfulness journal on here, and plan to use this to have reflections or meditations or affirmations, little things that can make a big impact on your mental health, especially when it's colder and maybe in the winter, depending on when you're watching this, to bring a little bit spring-inspired feelings to your everyday life. So I want to give a thank you shout out to our funders from the Foundation of La Porte for making this project and this video possible. And I also want to give a big thank you to the Lubeznik Center for the Arts located here in Michigan City for coming out last December and leading our workshop on this project and supplying the materials for this journal for all of our follow us on Facebook and Instagram, sign up to get our newsletter, or head to our website www.savedunes.org/events to see what's coming. Hope to see you sometime in the dunes. Bye!